take out something to write with. I'm gonna play you a song. While the song's playing, I want you to write down ways you would describe this music. All right? As loud as it gets. Alright. Now, I want you guys to make a separate list and make some descriptions of this song. Alright. So, first song. How would you describe it? What would you use?
I felt like classical music. I felt like I was in like a little club, like a jazz club or something.
Alright, some jazz. Caesar.
It was very like mellow, like calming. But it was like weird. Like it felt like I had a sense of like incompleteness. Like there was like something missing to like the.
Alright, Fernand. What do you think?
Well, like how was that in a jazz club, like drinking wine?
Alright. How about Jimmy?
Relaxing.
Alright, Hannah, what genre would you put this music in?
I probably put it modern, like 1920s-ish.
Alright. Any other ideas? Ways you would describe the first song? Okay, how about the second song?
It was more rock, probably 80s, I guess.
Alright, anybody else got more of a description of the second song? Like a category or genre that Stevie Ray Vaughan would be in?
Classical? Yeah, I was in
Alright, those are all good. So, my name is Merrick, and my class is about music. This is an introductory music course, and basically what we're going to try to do throughout the semester is understand different types of music. Understand the first song, I'd consider it swing, right? It's part of jazz, but there's different types of jazz. There's Latin jazz, swing, bossas, everything. So, we're going to learn about why is that swing? What is it that actually makes it a swing? And then the second one is a blues. Stevie Ray Vaughan, blues guitars. But why is it a blues? What is it technically that happens in the song that makes it a blues? So it's not going to be real complicated. Of course, you're not going to all learn how to play instruments. But you'll be able to understand from musical theories and understand, how do people actually categorize songs? Or if you were, play music yourself, what is it that makes it fit into one genre or another? All right? So the let me turn this thing on real quick. Okay, so the first song is called Sugar. It's by Stanley Turrentine. Now, Sugar is what jazz players call a standard. So Jazz standard is a song that everybody plays, and it doesn't have to be played the same way. So like the melody is normally the same, but the rest of the song is improvised, so you can do a lot with it. So oh no. Sorry. Okay, so
Focus, focus. There's focus button.
under buttons. Boom. Alright, so this is Sugar. This is the first song we listened to. It's a jazz standard, and obviously this is only about like 30 seconds worth of music. But when the band sees that, that's what they're going off of the whole time. What they're doing, they're playing through it, and there's a first ending, a second ending, and you get all these notes. That's the melody, or the head as they call it. The second time, they're just improvising based off these chords. So it's not a lot of direction. So what makes the song stylistically swing is called a swung eighth note. So before you can understand that, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of simple notation. So in music, when it's written out like this, you have these little sections right here. These are called measures, okay? And this song happens to be in 4/4, which means that each measure has 4 quarter notes in it, and then another measure. And you can subdivide it, okay? So the way it's written, a note like this, the whole note, so that's 4 quarter notes, got a half note, a quarter note, and an eighth note. So if you were just to like, I don't know, clap 4 quarter notes, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. A half note would be 1 and 2 and. For eighth notes, it's half of a quarter note, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Pretty simple. In Latin music, we play it very straight, very strict, like that. But in swing, what you do is you take 2 eighth notes, and instead of playing 1 and, you divide it into 3. So even though it's divided into 2, if you're playing swing, it's like an unwritten rule that it's really like 1 and up. And this one gets 2/3 of the beat, and this one gets 1/3. So instead of having 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, you have 1 and 2 and 3, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So what happens is it kind of gets this little swing, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that's what gives it that little old school swing feeling. So when you're hearing that song, you just think, oh, it sounds like an older song, something jazzy, you know, or some people call it swing. That's what they're technically doing. Also, you know, if the song's written in 4/4, you got this measure. In a lot of music, you have 1, 2, 3, you have 4 quarter notes. In most music, the downbeat is on the first beat and on the second beat. So you'll hear the drummer emphasize the first beat of the measure and the third beat of the measure. But in jazz music, it's the opposite. You emphasize the 2 and the 4. So if I was to pull up that song again, and listen to it again, what you didn't even know that you're hearing once the music kind of kicks in is that the downbeat is actually on the 2 and the 4, not on the 1 or the 3. It's real subtle, but that's what gives it that feel. So it's like 1, 2, 3. And you can hear the saxophone trying to just swing it. So that's what makes it a swing piece. Now, for blues, I don't know if you guys can see this really well. There's a lot that you can do with blues. Stevie Ray Vaughan was one of the more famous blues blues distinct from any other type of song? Any guesses? None? Okay, so pull up this real quick, show you guys a different one. Okay, so this sorry, the page numbers are off. Okay, so Mr. TC here is a popular blues. Now, what's unique about blues is they're written in a 12-bar format, so that you have 4, 4, and 4, and then it repeats over and over. Now, it doesn't matter if it's in 4 or in 3. That's not what's important. And you don't even have to swing it. But what is important is the order of the chords. So in this one, you have C, 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 and it goes up a fourth to F, F, then C, C, and then it goes up to the 5th, back to the 1st. So, a lot of jazz musicians will refer to this as a 12-bar blues. So basically, what you're doing is you're only playing. You know how they say, all these songs are so easy. They're all the same chords, just like in a different key, or like you kind of change key, but you just put a cape on your guitar or something. All it is, there's only 3 chords in the whole song: the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord. In this song, the 1 chord is a C, 4 chord is an F, because C, D, E, F, and then the 5 chord is a G. So, if you brought on a musician and said, hey, we're playing a blues, and say, okay, what key is it in? So, oh, this is a blues in C. That's all they need to know. They play the whole song. As every blues follows this format of the chords: 1, 4, 1, 1, 4, 4, 1, 1, and then 1, 4, 5, 1. And once you can kind of hear that, you can listen to songs. You don't even have to know the artist. You don't have to have heard the musicians before, or even the instrumentation. You hear the 12-bar chord progression repeat, you'll instantly know, oh, that's a blues. Of course it is. So let me pull up a song as an example. I think this is the right one. This one's better. This is what we're just at. So what you're listening to is right here: 1, 1, 1, and then 4, 4. It goes back up: 1, 1, 4, 5, 1. So this is a really common type of music, and the reason it's so common is it's so easy. And what my class would go into in earlier classes is how to build chords and how to use those chords to get the sounds you want. Because a lot of, especially guitars, because it's so easy to pick up a guitar and learn like 3 chords. A lot of people learn a couple easy chords, and then they'll sing along and they're like, oh man, that song is so heartfelt, it's so emotional, and oh, it just got me right here, like, why? Why does it do that? Is it because they just played those 3 chords like they've never been played before and they're so original with all 3 chords that they learned? No, probably not. But the way that these chords fit together, there's what they call tension and release. And the 1 chord, that's like your bass. It's like home, When you go up to the 4 chord, the way the notes work together, it kind of puts a little bit of tension in there. And if you were to just leave it there, you'd feel subconsciously you feel it like inside. You're like, I don't know about that. And so it goes back to the 1 chord, and then it kind of like relaxes. Now the 5 chord, that's like an even more intense one. And the reason it works is it's kind of complicated, but basically you're changing the structure of the 1 chord enough to like put a lot of dissonance in it. And the stronger the dissonance is, the more like tension you feel. Like you literally will feel it in your body if you're listening hard enough. So what they do is they build a little bit of dissonance and then release, and they put more dissonance and they release again. And it gives you this kind of like emotional feeling, even though it's just music notes. It brings you like emotionally into the song. Now blues, of course, was written by a lot of sad people about heartbreak or bad times that they've fallen on. So when they mix the two, this type of music that kind of like just naturally pulls on you, and maybe some heartfelt lyrics about something that they knew about or experienced, then the listener gets this really like emotional experience listening to the song. All right, I'm gonna give you guys one more style of music real quick. This one's called bossa. Okay, so when you listen to that song, what was different about it? What made it different from, say,
It had a more
the
depth.
swing?
It had more like a direct tempo, but it was very quick rather than slow.
All right,
Just like one
so it's
more.
faster,
Yeah.
at a higher tempo. All right, what else?
I don't know, but you can hear the guitar.
All right, yeah. They kind of like a little like Spanish feel to it almost, a little Latin feel, Latin jazz. All right, so again, a lot of people will listen to this music and they'll think to themselves, oh man, it's got some like Spanish feel to it, it's got some Latin stuff, some flair, some whatever, and, obviously this is a instrumental version of the song. There's no lyrics. So no one's singing in Spanish. You don't know why it feels like that, it seems like that. It's not about a Spanish theme. So you're wondering like, how would I ever know that that's like, a Latin jazz, right? Okay. Well, again, it's actually really simple. So there's a tempo right here. Same thing with the 8th notes, where if they have a quarter note followed by 2 8th notes, like this, based on my awesome lecture earlier, can anybody try to clap this real quick? This rhythm, right here. It's a quarter note, 2 8th notes, quarter note, 2 8th notes. You got it. Oh, let's hear it. Boom. So that's exactly it. And that's a very common rhythm, especially for the rhythm section, the bass guitar, the percussionist. I'll just have a little. That very simple part is like the foundation for some of the bossa music. So a slower song at that rhythm is just a bossa, but the bossa nova is faster. It's got a little more like flair to it. So there you have 3 very common types of jazz music. The blues, which is a 12-bar blues, and that's determined by the chord structure. We have swing, which is taking those eighth notes and turning them more into a triplet feel. One and a two and a three and a, to give it that swing feel. You have the bossa nova, which is very straight, not swung, and it's just a rhythmic pattern that gives it its feel. Does anybody have any questions about that? Does anybody have any questions about music in general? Yes.
So what music are